Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today I'm making the Diamond and Rainbows first one, the first. Mind you, my plan is that this week I'm going to make all 5 of these things, and they're very similar. They are, but they are in fact all different. I don't know. I don't know if you guys will catch the subtleties in these things. To me, it's a big difference, right? Um, and so some of the things, okay, like so for the start, right? I only looped on the first black and brought it across to sort of anchor things down. This thing, it's got so many zigzags in it. Um, it was really like a concern of mine of like trying to make sure that I got it done nicely and um you know because I really pride myself on my bracelets, and so yeah, I was really kind of, when it came to this, I tried every trick I could think of to try to keep it nice and straight. You'll notice like there's times as I'm going along with it, that kind of shift things and kind of, mind you, normally I work closer to the clip, but in order for the video to look nice, I let it come down considerably more, and that's sort of a it's sort of a thing. Early on in at the beginning and the end of this one, the green does this weird little zigzag thing inside of with the black, and the rest of the whole bracelet it doesn't. So it makes me wonder, like, did I do something potentially wrong, because it's just a little bit weird. But that said, overall, it wasn't so bad. There's like, I guess again, because it's like, okay, I'm working on the diamond over here, and then I work on the diamond on the other side. There is this element of it feeling like it kind of moved along quickly, although it took like an hour and 20 minutes to make it, I guess. I broke the video in half because it's just easier for my editor to handle the smaller files. So yeah, it was like 2 40-minute segments. So yeah. Also, I kind of like the way that the blacks are just they're a straight shot. It's like kind of like how you would do a chevron or something. It doesn't, there's no zigzags there, so I think that helps to kind of speed things along and make it, not quite so bad. There is also a kind of element of like I had to start at the top here with the purple. I couldn't do the little bit with the red because I need the orange down at the bottom for the red to bounce off of and go back the other direction. So that was sort of a thing. And there's a few pauses in here when the strings matched up with each other, and then you go to the end, one was shorter than the other by about 2-3 inches, which is enough to really bother me. So I got out my scissors and I chopped off the bits to make it so that it wouldn't be a problem for me. So yeah. So the big difference between this and the one that I made a couple weeks ago is this one's got like a single black dot diamond in the center of it. The other one had 4 colors as a diamond in it. The other one also had the weird single line that sort of zigzags above a set of diamonds and then not above the other set of diamonds. So a lot of this, there's me undoing a knot there. A lot of this has to do with me trying to make a better pattern. Just essentially, that's in my mind, that's what this whole design was to make a better pattern than the original. Which the original, do I still have the number for that? I will look that up and I will put it down below right now, for what the inspiration to this was. I don't remember what it is anymore. I don't have it written down. But yeah, that one really, I thought was a terrible pattern, honestly. There was a mistake in the number of the colors coming down, the zigzag thing. I don't know. It really bothered me. And I think later this week I go over a pattern that's actually really close to it with all the things fixed. So, mind you, I could probably still come up with more versions if I really like put my brain to it. But I kind of felt like 5 was like my goal, and I came up with 5. So there we have it. So yeah, we're already into the working on the diamond on the right hand side, and yeah, it moves along kind of quick, and you know, like the yellow goes over top of the black, and then swaps off with the green goes over the black, and then the blue swaps off the green. It's not difficult. In fact, like when I was looking at the pattern and stuff, it was pretty easy to spot where I was. I only had a problem right towards the end where I was looking at a row ahead of where I was actually at, and I had to undo a knot as a result. But other than that, the whole time making this, I didn't have any problems. I didn't have to mark anything on the pattern itself. I was just looking at the PDF, which is available over my website. You can just work off the same PDF that I was working on. It's in the Diamonds and Rainbows #1 tutorial, and that's where this video will be linked into there too. If it's not right away, it's just because I haven't had time to. Like the videos come out at noon, and I can't make the update to the web page like scheduled, you know, because I can schedule a web page, but if I'm going to make a change to it, I can't do a schedule like that. So yeah, I'm just going to update the web page with the video. But yeah, there's a fair amount of like kind of zigzagging back and forth, the right left and the left right knots. So if you're not comfortable with those, if you're not proficient with those, this is perhaps not a bracelet for you. Honestly, I can see some people trying this and being like, nope, that was too hard. And that's cool. I mean, it takes practice for these things, honestly. I've been doing this now for what, more than 35 years? So yeah, I mean, I've had my practice. I've put in the time. So yeah. And you can see I'm kind of just chugging along with this thing, right? I mean, it's really coming along pretty quickly. And yeah. So this is like the second diamond on the left. Well, the first one's kind of a partial, right? So yeah, each one of these bracelets I'm doing this week is completely different. And mind you, these videos, they take a bit longer to make. But I think it's going to be kind of fun in the future to have this as part of a playlist of me making bracelets and being able to kind of see the techniques and stuff that I use. And for anybody who's trying to master the craft, perhaps they see something in here that makes them kind of have that aha moment. You know, maybe they aren't used to trying to do segments or areas at a time, or like, cause I really tried to make this in the fastest way possible, honestly. And yeah, it's not quite segment knotting, and it's certainly not just going straight across one row at a time, because that's not quick. So hopefully it helps somebody along the ways. That's my goal. So Yeah, it's kind of a, it's a fun pattern because the way the colors change going across it, and mind you, um, I did do rainbow. We talked about this in the designing portion, that it doesn't have to be a rainbow. This could easily have been a fade, um, but I kind of liked the idea of trying it out as a rainbow. Kind of like the first one, the one that, like I said, that I did a couple weeks ago, and yeah, it turns out kind of cool. Mind you, some of the ones later this week are not with the black. So I think there's one more that's black. I've already cut up the strings and have given that all to Mandy to kumi out the loops for me. So if you haven't seen, like, the loops are really pretty on this. Um, Essentially, this is a 12-string bracelet, or 6 strings going into the loop. So this is, you know, it's a relatively small one. I remember my new craft saying something about the fact that, like, these smaller bracelets like this size, it's hard to avoid having like the arrowheads and stuff. So, but this is like a good pattern that's not really like an arrowhead kind of thing. This is kind of complicated in its own way. The blacks don't get used evenly, so you might not need very long ones for the color strings, but you might need it to be a bit longer for the black strings, because yeah, they do not get used evenly at all. There was a couple towards the end where I was just kind of like, maybe I could trade them off with something else, but yeah, they were getting certainly shorter. I always get worried about that kind of stuff. That's like a huge internal fear for me. Like, honestly, I I hate the idea of like putting in all the work and then you get towards the end and you realize your string isn't long enough. Like, that's got to be the worst. Yeah. So if you're making these, you can share them with me. Either, you know, post on Instagram and tag me, or you can, and you can use the hashtag inspired by AKAAWOL. That's a thing. Or you can join us over on Discord. I spent the whole day on Discord. Actually, I just realized I'm still in it. I should disconnect because, um, yeah, somebody could have just joined our chat and yeah. Okay, so I just disconnected. But yeah, I join on Discord and I talk to the people and see what you guys have been making and answer questions and stuff like that. So yeah. Wow, that was pretty funny. I didn't totally forgot that I was on there. Um, yeah, because too, when I was recording, actually making the bracelet, if somebody joined in and had questions or wanted to talk, I could make a bracelet and talk at the same time. That was my thought. And nobody joined. I didn't have that pleasure. I ended up watching some videos and podcasts. But yeah, I'm still amazed at how these bracelets all turned out. I don't know if you've actually watched the rest of the series where I made the patterns and stuff, but to be honest, I didn't honestly think that these patterns would work out like they did. Like, honestly, I thought that because you can't put colors necessarily where you want to put them. You can't just like dictate to the whole thing. But for whatever reason, they all worked out, and yeah, I'm totally happy with that, of course. But yeah, I didn't see that coming. So, and this is sped up. Like I said, this is sped up like 3 times as fast or something. So this is kind of obviously, again, I don't imagine doing these videos as long as it actually takes. Um, if you want to see that, honestly, come join us on the live streams. Um, because I do make the bracelets, as well as I think I'm going to be making another small bag here soon. So I work on various things. Not sure how the bag thing is going to go, because that might take a little while. We'll see. But yeah, kind of a lot going on over at the house. I'm really kind of not sure, like, will I do the bracelets? Will I do a bag? What am I doing? I have no idea. So this is the third diamond on the right, which I think is the last one. And then it's just like a little bit of a diamond on the left, like just a partial thing. And that's where I got a little confused. Again, it does this little weird thing where the green kind of trades off with the black string in a way that it didn't do it for the whole rest of the whole bracelet. So I really don't know what that was about. I might as well take the moment now to thank my Patreon supporters for making this stuff possible. I can't do it without you guys. Actually looking at replacing this camera here, kind of want something that's a little bit easier to kind of look at, and because I feel like I'm kind of going a little cross-eyed trying to look into the camera, which kind of drives me a little bit crazy and might not look as neat. So I'm looking to replace that camera. But like the sound equipment, things I'm using, I couldn't have done this without them. So thank you guys. Oh, if you haven't already, please hit like on the video. It really helps to get YouTube to put it out there for a lot more people. So that would be awesome. Oh, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Again, it's one of those little things that like kind of helps me along. I like seeing the numbers go up. I think it's awesome. It's very inspirational. So yeah, we're getting really close to the end here. Can't see how many minutes are left, but it's not much. Yeah, this one's kind of neat too, in the sense that like at the end of the diamonds, like the way that red just does that little diamond thing there at the end, it's much bigger space of the color at those corners. The purple side does that as well. I think there's something about that that's kind of really pretty looking. Yeah, see, here's undoing the knots, because I thought I was in the last part of the diamond, and it turns out this is the straight part that comes across. I was trying to see why the purple wasn't doing what it's supposed to do, and that's what clued me in that I had made a mistake. And it's like, here we go. And then the black one comes all the way down. So, yeah. So yeah, it's really close to the end now. If you guys have ideas for videos and stuff you want to share with me, you can do that. Again, that's over on Discord. Or you can contact me through Instagram. I'm pretty much everywhere. I use the same name everywhere. It's AKAAWOL. And then, yeah. I'm kind of always curious as to what other people want to see. Because, like, so this week is going to be a bunch of making a bunch of bracelets. And then next week, I think we're going to try maybe doing more of the Blindsided Creations. I think that's what I was aiming for, because those are fun. They kind of crack me up, and I never know what's coming, so that's sort of neat. And there's the bracelet. I hope you guys had fun. I did. Again, hit like and subscribe, and as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.